Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you grabbed a snack, stay for a while and click the subscribe button. I would love to have you. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So today's video is kind of like a quickie eye look video, but I'm just doing my eyes and we're going to be discussing on a topic that's been kind of heavy on my noggin. So I will be using this Bella Beauty Bar, a strange and unusual palette that they're doing a pre-order on, and also this Gila palette that Odens Eye collaborated with Angelica Nyqvist. Yeah, so we're going to discuss some of these smaller indie brands and these smaller YouTubers and how we are feeling about them just kind of being in their back pocket. I know, a little controversial, but I promise you it's going to be more of a conversation and sharing thoughts than anything like nasty. You know, that's not what I'm about. That's not what my channel is about. Without further ado, why don't we just go ahead and get started with this video. Okay, so the idea for this video came about when I was watching one of Angelica Nyqvist's videos. I think she was doing like a Q&A type of video, and one of the questions that one of her subscribers had was, do you feel like the smaller indie brands have these smaller influencers in their back pocket? And she's talking mostly about Odens Eye, Lethal Cosmetics, Unearthly Cosmetics, Bella Beauty Bar. I feel like Sigma is kind of in that borderline too, Glamlight, those brands, because you see the same videos from these smaller creators, especially when it's about to be a launch, and you're seeing like 5, 6, 7, 8 of the same videos from these influencers. So I can definitely see where that subscriber is coming from, and if I'm feeling like I kind of agree with that question a tiny bit, then you all are probably feeling the same way. I do have, like I said, these two palettes here. I was feeling this green shade and this one here, that olivey green shade, and I just haven't given enough love to both of these palettes, so I felt it was proper to pull them out for this video. Eyes are already primed. I used my NARS eye base. I will probably link all of the brushes I used down below in case I forget to say anything, and then everything else on my face I will link it down below. Now, reminder, this is more of a conversation and sharing your thoughts and feelings versus arguing. I definitely don't want that to happen in the comments. I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm not trying to put anyone down. I saw that, and to some extent I did agree to it, and I'm here to just give my thoughts on why and why not. So yeah, let's get started with eye look. Okay, so I'm going to start, like I said, with this strange and unusual, and we're going to use the Beetlejuice shade. And this palette is currently on pre-order. It's sold out, I think, both times, or maybe was it 3? I don't know, but a lot of people wanted this eyeshadow palette. Okay, this is a Sephora 19 crease brush. What are my thoughts and feelings about that question or statement? So I think the main reason why she is saying that, or it could have been a he, but the subscriber, is because I feel like when a launch is coming, you see all of these smaller YouTubers coming out with their reviews on the palette. And you literally see, like, I personally see probably at least between 5 and 8 that post the same video, pretty much. Do I agree with what she said? Yes, but I feel like it's not in a bad way. It's marketing. That's all it is, truly. These, smaller influencers are, even though they're not big, they are still actually influencing and reviewing and not convincing, but showing that the product is, one, either good or bad, and encouraging. And if the audience is, on the market to shop the drop. So I definitely feel like those companies have felt that their sales have improved because of it. So obviously the smartest thing to do is to, you know, send PR to these influencers that are basically doing free marketing for them. So for me, even though, yes, I agree with that statement, I can 100% see that it's a business move, a strategic business move. Now, my advice to you as a consumer who feels like maybe you're being not lied to, but kind of swindled is the best way I can describe it. Make sure that you are following influencers that you trust when it comes to reviews. Because there are some of the smaller influencers that get this stuff for free, and you know that they're just saying, oh my gosh, I love this, because they don't want to get kicked off the PR. Learn how to tell the difference between those influencers and the ones that are truly honestly telling you like, this is a good product. And yes, I would definitely recommend you purchasing it, because I do feel like there are some influencers out there that their main goal is to be on PR lists, and you could see right through it. At least I can. Personally, for me, my goal has never been to be on PR lists. Honestly, I kind of dread getting reached out from brands to receive product, because I'm already overwhelmed as it is, and imagining getting more products than I already purchased myself to review gives me a lot of stress. And the same with sponsored content. It gives me stress thinking about it. By the way, this green is not that pigmented, and I feel like that's one of the things that I have heard a lot of people when they review the Bella Beauty Bar palettes, is that some of the shades are not that pigmented. They did just release a pastel palette. It has way too many shades, and that's the only reason why I didn't purchase it. If they come out with something like this, or maybe even smaller, I would be more likely to purchase it, because I would really like for them to improve a tiny bit on their mattes, because I feel like I'm building this shade up and it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the Gila palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's that dark green. I'm going to jump into the same brush, but I'm only going to dip just the tip. That's what she said. Okay, so now what I want to know is, how do you feel? Let me know down below if you agree with what I said, that you feel like these indie brands, the smaller indie brands, kind of have a lot of these smaller influencers in their back pocket. And number one, I completely understand for both, you know, the influencer and the company, but I can not deny that every time I see on my newsfeed on the YouTube, or like the suggestions, and then I see literally like 3 or 4 videos in a row of the same palette being reviewed by these YouTubers, it makes me chuckle a little. But I do support the small YouTube channels that I watch, and I watch their video and I watch their eye looks. I like, and not always, but I do try and comment as much as I can, because at the end of the day, I'm there to support the YouTuber. I'm there to support the beauty brand as well, if it is one that I enjoy. But at the end of the day, I'm there mostly to support the YouTuber. So I can see definitely for sure how some people are feeling that way. And it's okay to feel that way, you know? There's nothing wrong, but it's also okay to talk about it. Because if you feel like that's kind of discouraging you from watching that YouTube channel, then it needs to be known. Because if you don't tell the YouTube content creator your thoughts, of course, in a nice way, sometimes I feel like we let our emotions take over what we're trying to say, and that's when sometimes things just come off the wrong way. There's definitely a nice and proper way to bring a point up without, you know, making the content creator feel stupid or attacked. Okay, those 2 shades look so pretty. I was looking online earlier, and Bella Beauty Bar has another eyeshadow palette, something Garden Volume 2, I think, that kind of caught my eye. I might purchase it, I don't know. I need to do a huge eyeshadow palette declutter. I do have some Morphe palettes, like Morphe Jaclyn Hill palettes. I think it's finally time to get rid of some of my Jeffree Star palettes, even though I don't want to, because some of them, the color stories are so good. All right, now I'm going to jump into a different shade from the Gila palette. This one right here. It's like a pretty, almost lime green underworld. By the way, Angelica Nyqvist did such a good job with this palette, and I have not given it enough love. Yeah, so I'm eyeing a Bella Beauty Bar eyeshadow palette. That new Jeffree Star Cosmetics palette that he just came out with. What is it, Cotton Candy? It looks really nice, but it's like a pastel kind of palette, and I don't like pastel shades. It's not my jam, but it does look very pretty. That's the one thing I will give Jeffree Star, is like his color stories are pretty. He's just not such a great person, you know. Okay, so I feel like that's the main things I wanted to touch on as far as this subject, because honestly, that's all it is. It's the companies are taking advantage. It's pretty much like what Makeup Geek, Morphe, what those brands used to do back in the day, except now it's indie brands. Back in the day, it was indie brands. I feel like a shift is happening. I feel like the bigger influencers, so like Jackie, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, all those other bigger influencers are kind of fading out. And these smaller YouTube influencers that review makeup are making a greater impact as far as sales go. People are kind of getting turned off as soon as they hear, oh, I received this in PR. At least that's how I feel like consumers and subscribers are feeling. I could be wrong, and if I am, let me know down below, but that's just the vibe I'm getting, you know? Okay, now I'm going to jump into some shimmers, and I think I'm going to go into the Strange and Unusual, just because these are so different. Interesting. I am going to fix my hair at the end of all of this. I'm just having such a hard time deciding which one to go in with. I have not used this one here. I don't know if it's gonna go with the eye look. Let's start with Lost Souls. Okay, so I did put some NYX glitter glue down. If you are feeling that way, best advice I can give you is just make sure that you trust the smaller influencers that you're watching. Thanks to them, I, have tried Odens Eye. I purchased this palette from Bella Beauty Bar. I tried Glamlight. What is another one? I do want to try Nomad. I also, Unearthly Cosmetics. I have the Leather and Lace. Like, thanks to them, I am dipping my toes into these smaller Afterlife brands, which is great. That means they're doing what these companies are hoping they're doing. So it's working. And I also feel like so many more indie brands are just popping up out of nowhere. Like, they're just popping up. And it's crazy. That is the one thing that I will give all of these indie brands, is their shimmers are out of this world. I can't even sit here and say that they're a lot better than Pat McGrath's formula, which is crazy. And you don't pay nearly as close as the price as you pay for Pat McGrath, Okay, gosh, those shimmers are out of this world. Do you see this? Okay, the Gila palette, and I'm debating whether, you know what, let's do the pink. Change it up. This is a Sigma E42, and I'm going to put this in the inner corner. Hopefully it's not too dark of a pink. No. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much all the points I wanted to touch on. Again, I didn't want this to be like an argument or anyone attacking anyone. These are thoughts that cross my mind, and if they cross my mind, then that means they must cross some of your minds, So yeah, just make sure that you trust the influencer that you're watching when they're giving their reviews. Make sure that you feel in your heart that they're genuinely reviewing the product and they're just not giving that product an A+ because they don't want to be kicked off the PR list. Like, I'm pretty sure you can make the judgment yourself. It is what it is. It's business, you know, both on the influencer part and the company part. And it's smart. It's very smart and it's working because obviously sales are going great. Indie brands are popping up left and right and they're reaching out to these smaller influencers and it's working. It's working. So we can't be mad about that. With all the crap that goes on, with all the dishonesty of some of the influencers, just make sure you choose wisely on who you're going to listen to and who you're not going to listen to. Okay, let me go ahead and finish off with everything else. I'll be back and then we'll close out this video. Okay, my lovelies, and here's the completed face. I only went into mascara and I went into the new Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara. No eyeliner and also no mascara on my lower lashes. I've been doing that a lot lately. I don't know, I just like how it looks. That pink in the inner corner looks so good, doesn't it? For the lips, I have the Refi Beauty lip liner or lip sculpt in Fawn. And I did go into the Natasha Denona lip gloss. No lipstick today. This eye look is so pretty. I love it. I love, you see those shimmers? So pretty. So I definitely feel like this Strange and Unusual palette is good for the shimmers. The mattes are not amazing. That's why I want to purchase another eyeshadow palette, one that came after this one, just to see if they have improved on their matte formula and if it's maybe just this one that they had some issues with. But this one, the shimmers, so good. And this Gila palette from Odens Eye that they collaborated with Angelica Nyqvist, I do enjoy this. She did a really good job. All of the shades work well. Have I used all of them? I think I have. Odens Eye is a good formula, both the matte and the shimmers. Just this color story doesn't call out to me as much, and that's why I don't pick it up. But Odens Eye is a good brand and I do enjoy it. I hope that you all never feel like I have sold out. I want to make sure I don't lose sight of that because I feel like some YouTube content creators, once they become big, and I'm talking like 1 million and above, sometimes it can get to their head and they lose sight of how they got there, which is you guys. You are the reason why we are here, why we film content. You are the reason why we review makeup. And I never want any of you to feel like I don't appreciate you, because I do. And so I felt like this was definitely a subject that needed to be talked about. I also don't want my YouTube channel to just be a review channel. I want to do other things. I want to use some of the makeup that I already have in my collection, and I don't get to play with it as often because there's just so much crap being released, you know? So when I saw Angelica Nyqvist mention this in her video, I told myself I need to talk about that, but how can I do it? So I came up with this video idea and I had fun. I had fun talking to you all. I had fun telling you my thoughts and everything. So I hope you enjoyed it. So I think that's going to be it. I feel like I'm just babbling now. But I did have fun creating this beautiful green eye look. I don't think it's what I envisioned, but I was thinking green, and I definitely got a beautiful green eye look. Well, thank you again so much for being here. I will never get tired of saying that, by the way. I appreciate every single one of you, all the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly means the world to me, and I will never, ever forget that I'm grateful for you all. Okay, well, with that being said, I would love it if you gave this video a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, and you would definitely help me out in the algorithm of hopefully bringing some new and fresh eyes to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, I would love it if you joined my small YouTube family by clicking the subscribe button. I would love to have you. Okay, my lovelies, I will see you on the next video. Bye.